Hello my flying friends, hope you're doing well. Well, it was great to get back to Malvern, Ohio to Flite Fest and see a lot of the friends that I haven't seen for a couple of years. After what everybody's been through this past year and all, and not being able to fly and see with our friends, it was good to be back. I know that there were several of my friends that couldn't make it this year due to circumstances. But all in all, I'd say it was a great success. I'm not sure of the official attendance. I'd say it's a little bit less than it was in 19, but it's definitely, the hobby is still strong. As far as I know, we didn't have any major incidents or accidents, people getting hurt, which was great. And there was only a few fires in the field, and they got those out fairly quickly. It always seems that the odd years are the ones that are more wet, so here's hoping that 2022 will be a dry one and even bigger than before. This year is a little different in the fact that Flite Test sponsored the event put on by FTCA, which is Flight Test Community Association. They of course had their daily pilot meetings to inform everyone flying, including the new people to Flite Fest, on what the rules are. Help try to keep everybody safe, and also the rules when you're in the build tents building stuff. So it was great to see pilots of all walks of life, young and old. I talked to people that drove all the way from Washington State, Texas, East Coast and all, so it's good seeing people. I'll leave timestamps below of the different sections of this highlight video. And of course, one of the traditions is you always had to sign the poster. And as I was walking around, seeing all the planes that people have at their campsites and what they're building.
Yeah, I did not skip out on the rivets on the bottom. There are rivets all over the bottom. But this is all real aluminum, and this is one single piece. Each half of this is one single piece of aluminum stretched over the curvature. Yep.
Big builds is always a part of Flite Fest. Good to see Big Sam again. This was the first day of build tents, so that's why it's a little sparse, but it was still great to see father and son, or grandfather and son. As time went on, they start getting more and more populated and more cluttered. Someone building a bullet airplane. And that's my friend Aaron doing the happy dance. And of course you have to expect this when it rains. The build tents get kind of muddy. That's why you always bring boots.
I think I'm just gonna make a servo system kind of like how Andrews did.
Yep.
Something that'll clip on into here. And I'm also gonna put it under a wing.
Okay.
Or under the fuselage. I'm not sure yet.
Nice.
Not too sure yet.
Eddie Black headed up the volunteers this year and also was helping with the community builds. This is a tradition at Flite Fest where you buy a certain airplane. In this case, they're doing the Arrow, and they help you to build it together and with your families and let you experience all the fun.
Show you something real quick. Yeah. Hang straight. Now the angle and everything looks great.
STEM was also very popular again this year. We had several builds for the STEM classes. I think there was like 2 at least every day for the kids and people to get involved with. Good instruction by the volunteers and helping them out. It's really nice that they have a permanent structure for the Flite Test store. Their planes have really advanced through the years. You can get all the different merchandise. And I like how they organize the power packs and for the different levels of planes, you know, like the smaller flight pack A or B power packs are all organized together. So a lot of times what you'll do is pick up the foam board airplane and then the power pack associated to it. So here is the power packs for A and F. And of course, one of the things that makes Flite Fest so wonderful is combat. Since people are flying mostly the foam board planes, they're not afraid to crash them, so therefore you will see hundreds of planes in the air trying to do combat against each other and bring everybody else down. I tried to cover different angles of it just to see what all it looks like from the air, on the ground, and everywhere else.
See, this is what I love about the hobby. It's a family affair.
Oh, it is.
Very cool.
It's not quite ready yet, but she'll be ready soon.
Nice. Enjoy your day.
Thank you.
Here we have a Papa Bear sighting Mr. John Fury, the landowner himself. He really enjoys having everybody come and experience the flight on his land.
Get it right, Roy. So I ran into my friend, my first Flite Fest, also his first Flite Fest, 2016. He sold me my first Radian. We finally connected up again all these years later.
One of the things that was popular this year was solar charging for your marine battery. My tent's on the right. Using the 4 solar panels, I was able to generate 100 watts. And this was Peter Schriepel's small house that he custom built. Flight test crew filming with the new 360 Go 2.
So guys, we're going to be racing here for about an hour and a half. I'll hang out as long as anybody wants to hang out. I think I got to give that to him because he kind of got me by surprise. Look, he's back.
In this race, my quad video feed is on the bottom right. I'm racing on E6.
1, go! 1, 2, 3 quads off the line. One more still getting his bearings. I'm going to help this guy on the ground. Couple of errors, but we do have somebody already negotiating the gates of doom. So somebody still on the block might be having some arming issues. I'm going to do a little bit of marshalling, and then I'm going to try to make my silly balloon gate hat. Here I go. You fly around the tips of this roof. If you go up on the outside and fly around the top, you're never going to get stuck. I mean, you technically could maybe on the ridge with your little motor mounts or whatever. I don't see that happening. If that happens, you win a huge prize. Another sweet attempt.
Since I was helping Jesse Perkins on the Tiny Whoops on Friday night, this is footage from Thursday night, about the only time I got to get some aerial shots. Right now Ben's flying his Maiden on the plastic printed plane. Then later after this, I took my Mavic up and put some strobes on it, and I was able to get some long 8-second exposures. And in the background you can see a storm brewing there, some lightning in the clouds. We had a pretty good selection on the food vendors, lots to choose from. And then this year they had 2 showers that were running 24/7, which was really nice. This vendor had a lot of the original planes, balsa versions and kits and so forth. Lots of connectors to buy from. And Flex Innovations and video aerial systems. So my final thoughts, overall it was a great success. For being off for 2 years and not be able to see our friends, it was wonderful to get back together and fly and crash and build again and so forth. I thought this year the treatment with the FPV was a little less organized. It'd been nice to have a certain area and some guidance on what we should do to power up transmitter, etc. But I'll definitely be back next year.